The pandemic situation intensifying once again, even as children in some parts of the U.S. enjoy the last days of summer vacation and get ready to head back to school. And a new year of uncertainty. The Delta variant more concerning than ever. ABC's Trevor Ault has more for us this morning. Good morning to you, Trevor.
Good morning, Eva. Less than half the country is fully vaccinated, and we're really starting to see the fruits of hesitancy create dangerous environments once again. We're seeing now a worrying rise in cases across much of the country, almost all of it, and now hospitalizations are swinging back up as well.
This morning, an alarming rise in COVID-19 cases across the overwhelming majority of the country. 49 states and territories recording increases of at least 10%, some hospitals filling up their ICUs once again.
We're back to being at capacity as far as our COVID beds are concerned.
In Texas, 3 lawmakers who recently traveled to the nation's capital have now tested positive for the virus despite being fully vaccinated. And Arkansas, now the highest case rate per capita in the country, with vaccinations lagging behind the national average. But the national upswing in COVID cases is not deterring summertime travelers. The TSA screening nearly 2.2 million people Friday, even while the new variant impacts people of all age groups. In Colorado, the Lux family says they lost their 15-year-old daughter Casey to the Delta variant in May. She was hospitalized before she was eligible for the vaccine.
I'm still having a hard time believing on what happened. You shouldn't have to lose your own kid.
Now, many of the nation's parents are looking ahead to in-person learning and new rules this coming school year. In Arizona, Chandler Unified School District returns Wednesday with masks optional.
So the governing board voted in May to eliminate masks or make them optional for the summer school and then upcoming school year. But we'll have very strong protocols in place. Those include awareness of illnesses and then things like social distancing up to 3 feet and no large group gatherings in the meantime.
And so far, the vaccines have been given under emergency use authorization, but Dr. Anthony Fauci says he expects the Pfizer vaccine to likely receive full approval in August, though he's still not expecting children to start getting their shots until the winter. Eva?
Trevor Ault for us there. Thank you. And joining us now is the director of the National Institutes of Health, Dr. Francis Collins. Thanks so much for being with us. Let's start with a look at the vaccination rate right now. Less than 50% of the U.S. population is fully vaccinated. We're about to begin the second school year of this pandemic, and still children under 12 aren't being vaccinated. So I think a lot of parents are wondering, how safe is it for students, teachers, and their families as they go back to school?
Well, going back to school is a really good thing. We know younger kids have suffered a lot as a consequence of social isolation. So every effort ought to be made to make it possible to be back in person. Unfortunately, though, that means for kids under 12 who can't yet be vaccinated, we have to be careful about that. And that will mean wearing masks and maintaining that 3-foot distance, even though people aren't crazy about it. It's the safest way to be sure that we don't have further outbreaks as kids go back to school. Certainly those 12 and over, get vaccinated. My grandchildren have done so. They find this is a wonderful, liberating thing. They can get together with their friends and do sleepovers and all of that as long as they're around other vaccinated people. It's troubling that the uptake in that group from 12 to 17 has not been higher than it has, because this is such a good thing to get done before the fall school season.
Well, let's talk about the masks. You mentioned the masks. The rules vary by location. Los Angeles County just started requiring masks indoors, regardless of vaccination status. So what would you tell parents about masks in schools right now, knowing that not every school is going to require students to wear those masks?
Well, I think we should follow CDC's guidelines. They work really hard to come up with what makes the most sense, but then recognize that individual communities may have a different view, especially if they're in the midst of a rather big outbreak and they want to be especially careful, as Los Angeles is right now. Basically, to be safe, if there is spread in your community and you're not vaccinated and you're indoors, you should be wearing a mask, and hence the reason to try to request that kids under 12 do that also. I know people are sick of masks. I am too. But this virus is not done with us. In fact, this Delta virus is really a cause of greater concern. This is not last year's virus. And now when you see cases going up, as you documented they are in almost every state, we've been to this movie before and we don't like the ending. And if we want to try to stop what is turning out to be a surge again, we all got to get involved. Get vaccinated if you haven't been already. If you're not vaccinated right now, wear a mask when you're indoors with other people. You might be the one who's spreading it to other individuals. You don't want to do that.
Well, and Dr. Fauci said yesterday he thinks the FDA's full approval of the Pfizer vaccine could come by the end of next month. So many people waiting for that full approval to happen. So far, it's only been authorized for emergency use. So what would this earlier approval mean?
Well, it'll be a really good thing because some people are, I think, a little reluctant until they've seen that full approval. I don't think there's any doubt in the minds of those of us who've looked at all the data that that's going to be granted, but we have been waiting. FDA has been working 24/7 on this. That might be just one more thing for people who are on the fence to say, okay, it's time, I'm going to roll up my sleeve. But don't wait for that. When you look at the data that's out there in public areas, the benefits of this are profound. And when you ask people who are in the hospital right now who are unvaccinated, do you wish you'd gotten the shot? Almost all of them say, yeah, I wish I had. So don't wait and become one of those folks.
Welcome news, though, to see that full approval finally happening. Dr. Collins, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.